Well, put a basketball in the hands of Don Ohl, and you get a shooter, a scorer, an Illinois legend. Don grew up in Edwardsville and went on to start at the University of Illinois. He was an All-Big Ten player in 1957 and 58, and also an All-American in 1958. He averaged 20 points a game for the Illini. He was drafted by Philadelphia, but never played for them. I'll have to find out why. But instead, he played for Peoria in the AAU ball, and once again, he was an All-American. Then he began a 10-year career in the NBA in 1960 with the Detroit Pistons. He averaged over 13 points a game as a rookie. In 1964, he was involved in a mega trade, one of the largest in NBA history, and went to Baltimore. And his career really took off there with the Bullets. He was the Bullets MVP in 1965 and 1966. In the 1965 playoffs, he helped the Bullets eliminate the St. Louis Hawks in 4 games. And in the Western Conference Finals, Ohl and future Hall of Famer Jerry West were locked into a tense shootout. The Lakers eventually won the series, but in 10 postseason games that year, Don Ohl averaged 26 points a game. Ironically, he was also part of the St. Louis Hawks. He was traded to the Hawks in the middle of the 1968 season, and those of you who know the history of the Hawks know that was the last year here. He played 31 games in the final season before the Hawks moved to Atlanta. In the NBA regular season playoffs, this guy scored 12,344 points, and that was without the three-point line. He was a long-range shooter. Who knows what his total would have been under today's rules. How about a game of horse, big guy, huh? Okay, maybe not a good idea for me. Better yet, let's welcome Don Ohl, this great player, into the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame. I don't think so. No horse, huh?
I noticed you alluded to my hair. That's why I like it.
Well, you know, you had a nickname when you played in the NBA. What was that nickname?
Waxy.
Hold the microphone up so you can hear.
Waxy.
Waxy.
I had hair back here and over here.
Well, it was a flat top, right?
It was flat on top, long on the side.
Well, see, I'm from Highland, which is about 10 miles or so from Edwardsville. When I was in high school, we used to drive to Edwardsville to the barber to get our haircut because there was a guy there that did flat tops.
Chester?
You could, I don't remember his name, but probably was it. You could put a board on your head, but you had to use that wax.
Exactly. Yeah, that pink wax. You just come in a jar and put it on. Butch, I think they call it.
Butch, yeah, that's what they call it.
We're going pretty far back.
Yes, we are going pretty far back. We are going pretty far back. You know, I mentioned the three-point line. How many more points do you think you'd have scored with it?
I think 4 or 5 points a game higher, probably.
4 or 5 points a game, yeah. Because you were pretty much a long-range shooter, right?
Yeah, we didn't shoot it because we could, we tried to get a better shot. But yeah, at the three-point line in there, we would have certainly taken advantage of it. Manny would agree with that. Yeah.
That's changed the game for the better or for the worse?
I don't like it. No. I tell you what, it's taken the big man out of the game. Maybe the three-point in the last 2 or 3 minutes, that makes sense to me. But the whole game has changed, and the inside game has really deteriorated.
The game seems to be much more physical too.
Yeah, I think so. But I remember, Wilton. And it got a little rough in there at times.
Well, he was only 7'1", for God's sake.
And whenever you went up to dunk one, you got the hell out from underneath the basket. I loved him, though. He was a great guy.
That ball came through the hoop pretty fast, huh?
Yes. I have to tell you the story to permit me. Sir, you mentioned the thing I had with Jerry West. It was in the playoffs, and we were playing in Baltimore, and for some reason they thought my peers thought I could play defense well, so I always got West and Oscar. Took 10 years, took 3 years off of my career. But anyway, we played the first game there, and I was guarding West, of course, like I always did, and we got done and went into the locker room, and I said, because I worked my butt off, I said, how many did West get tonight? They said, 51. I said, you gotta be kidding. I said, I'll tell you one thing, you won't get 51 tomorrow night. So we played the next night. We go out, play, we go in the locker room, and I said, how many did Wes get? He didn't get 51, did he? I said, no, he got 53. Now, I have to add the caveat, we won both games.
Yeah, I did the Metro Conference telecast when the Metro was a really good basketball conference with Oscar Robertson. You talk about a guy that could play.
Yeah, I mean, I have so much admiration and respect for Oscar, and Jerry, too. I mean, they're probably top 50 of all time, so and that speaks for itself. Yeah. They're still trying to break Oscar's records now, and he played around 7 years.
Well, Red Auerbach said he was one of the top 5 players ever to play the game.
Well, I'm biased, but I definitely put him there. Yeah, he and Russell would be in it for me for sure.
Tell me about high school and Edwardsville.
Well, my man Manny and Gub that we started in high school, and Joe Luco and Rich Aaron alluded to Joe tonight, which I thought was nice. We got to the state and went to the quarterfinals. Got beat in the semifinals by DeSalvo, and so we finally ended up in the Final Four. Yeah.
There's something about playing basketball in a smallish town, isn't there?
Wow, I tell you, they're avid fans. I mean, the Friday night game or Saturday night game, we played in a gym that held, I don't know, man, he'd have to tell me, maybe 1,300 people. That was the event of the week. And back in those days, everybody had coats and ties. It's funny when they come in, but anyway.
Wait a minute, they coats and ties?
Yes, they had suits on. Can you imagine that back then? Now, the people know I'm old, but I'm really getting back there.
You talk about the fans or the players?
Yeah. Yeah, both probably. But Joe was a great coach. I had a just tremendous amount of respect for him. It was just great. And Edwardsville was a hotbed, just like Southern Illinois has always been a hotbed for high school basketball and football also. So it's great.
Any regrets along the way?
Well, I made a mistake. Yeah, when I graduated from Illinois, I didn't think I was good enough to play professional basketball, so I was drafted. But I never bothered to show up. I thought I was going to go work for a big company. But then Caterpillar came along so I could work and play.
AAU, right?
AAU, yes. And after I was there 2 years, and then thanks to Dickie McGuire and Earl Lloyd, they persisted, bought my rights from Philadelphia for $250, I think, something like that.
Oh, you were expensive.
Yeah, I was happy. Well, someone just asked me, what's your basketball card sell for? I said $2.95. But anyway,
it's better than a nickel.
I'm getting long here. But I decided to go ahead. Dickie and Earl persisted. I didn't think I was good enough. To be quite honest with you, when I was in college, I didn't think I was good enough to play professional ball. Went to training camp, and first day I said, I belong here.
You were good enough.
Yes.
You certainly were good enough, Don Ohl. Thank you. Congratulations. Welcome to the
Thank you.
As we get this picture, Ron brought up the basketball card. Here it is. This is a rookie card. $8.95.
I've got the letter on the players sent me. I think they paid $250 for this.
There you go.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Here, let's. I don't know.